John Davis, absolutely one of the best.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
Mr. John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
This guy John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime kicks butt.
Tune in and watch John Davis True Crime. You will love it. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Tune in. It's John Davis True Crime.
Good morning. Happy June 12th, 2024. Fine Wednesday morning. Wednesday, better known as... Where's that? But yeah. Happy Hump Day. That's wild, ain't it? The goose. Y'all seeing this? Wild for a Wednesday, ain't it? How is everybody this morning? Cat's hodgepodgery. Good morning. Not a chatty group this morning. I don't know. My chat isn't working. There's Jesse. Good morning, Jesse. Happy Hump Day, Jesse. Cult leader keeping everyone, I think. Which one? I'm going to play a video. First piece of Summerwell's on the news footage I've seen in quite some time. Is our cult leader live right now? Is that what the issue is? What's wrong with her? I wish she'd have told me. I would have maybe even postponed mine. Dreading the week. I'm taking it. That's a strike, ain't it, Jesse? Always the team in lip lock. What's she doing? Is she talking about Dawn? Candace on the interview? Y'all want to watch? I was watching lip lock. She's getting a ride up. Yeah, streaming during the program. What's wrong with her? We could have scheduled and worked that out. She was singing and making coffee. Pretty hard to compete with lip lock when it comes to entertainment. It's hard to tell what you're liable to see when you roll up on a lip lock. Maybe we should stream her. Should we? Now she'll come in chat and say she has to go walk rags. She is a creature of habit. That is true. While we're waiting on that, let's watch the video real quick. Let's watch the video real quick.
Night she was reported missing. Authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an endangered child alert for her. That would later turn into an Amber Alert.
To this day, law enforcement still has not located Summer Wells and are not any closer to finding her. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Summer's parents.
We have pushed investigators for months to learn about new details or updates in this case. What we do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home. I spoke with both Dawn and Candace Wells in Kingsport at a place with deep meaning to Summer's disappearance. Borden Park is anything but quiet this time of year. But 3 years ago, it was filled almost weekly with people praying for Summer Wells.
I see all these families, you know, with their kids and how much they enjoy them and stuff. And we were stripped away from all our kids. All our kids have been kidnapped from us by DCS, and who knows, we're not sure about Summer, but we know about where our boys are at.
While the prayer vigils are now few and far between, Dawn and Candace Wells haven't stopped praying that their daughter Summer will be found.
We have hope, always. I mean, but there's not much hope in this world. You know, we have to trust God that there's hope in eternal life in heaven.
Summer was reported missing on June the 15th of 2021.
We know that she was taken off our property. We know she was taken away in a vehicle, or they would have found her in the area if she was somewhere in the area. But who's responsible for her? We don't know.
I asked Dawn and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think. I haven't talked to any law enforcement at all. I tried to talk to the FBI agent about it, but that didn't go anywhere.
Don says he feels that he and his wife Candace were targeted by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
They intimidated us, they belittled us, and done everything they could amidst all the chaos. And then the CPS was there doing the same thing.
When asked about how he thinks about Summer's disappearance 3 years later, Don spoke about a Department of Children's Services investigation.
They said somebody had called and said that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with. And so they closed the case June 14th, which is something CPS does not do. They don't just close cases. So it's really odd and mystifying why they closed the case June 14th, and then 24 hours later, Summer's gone.
Summer's mother, Candace, sat in for part of our interview, but got up after a few questions.
She was going to try, but her emotions are just too much.
The last update in the Summer Wells case from law enforcement was an age-progressed photo released in June of last year. This image was released by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Summer Wells, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. That number is right there on your screen.
That's wild. Dawn just goes on there, man, and just throws out that wildness, and they air it. I mean, that's wild. You know, oh, I haven't heard from been over a year probably. So you haven't contacted them in over a year. That's what that tells me. And I tell you that, what is this shit Candace can't be a part of the interview? She can sit on Dolly's panel all night long and talk about all this other wildness, but can't do an interview for WJHL. And we know a person in a vehicle took her away from here. Is it just coincidence that CPS was shut down on the 14th, Summer's gone on the 15th? Wouldn't they have just not closed the case and took them if that was their plan? Why would they shut a case down, then kidnap her? Why wouldn't they have just made up some shit and took her then? Explain that to me. How much sense does that make? CPS is going to have an open case against you, right? But they want your kid so bad, what they're going to do is they're going to shut the case down. Wait for it. And they're going to kidnap her. Then after they kidnap her, 3 weeks later, as a part of this big plan they have, they're going to take your boys. Everybody out to get Don and Candace is basically still the same story. Done nothing wrong, 100%. Most excellent parents on planet Earth. Don't know why everybody's against them. And I don't know about y'all. I have never to this day heard law enforcement really say much anything negative about Don and Candace. So he's talking about belittling them and all this. I'd like to know when that happened. Maybe in person, but it didn't make it out of there, did it? Oh, whatever. She's on YouTube all the time. Her emotions. Shake my head. Yeah, 3 years later, she can't man up enough to do a little segment of a news interview. Bullshit. She sits on Daisy's channel 24/7, but can't put out enough effort to say anything about Summer on the news that matters. She'll be on YouTube. YouTube don't really matter. You know, it's mostly speculation, rumors, and BS, which she stays on. But when it comes to the actual news media, being on WJHL, oh, nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. We'll have to take a pass on that. I ain't up to all that. Ugh. Candace has a habit of leaving before an interview is over. She doesn't have a problem putting up Cash App. Thank you. Thank you. I bet you if WJHL would have been running Cash App, it would have been a different story. Oh, that just blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. I think Dawn's going for the Jesus look. Did y'all see him? They just living that swinger life, that single lifestyle. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. That single lifestyle. Look at that hair. Growing it out. I tell you, man. This is what makes me think they are guilty so much. Is just the odd shit that they put out there. I would say on the odds of CPS having anything to do with Summer is about 1 in a million. It makes no damn sense that if CPS wanted a kid, they would close the case instead of just taking the kid and making up the evidence, whatever they needed. Why would they close the case, then kidnap the kid? What's going to bring them more attention? Taking the kid through CPS or kidnapping the kid? Which way do you think they would go? Does that make any sense to you? He looks more feminine than her. Looks like he spent more time on his hair. I'm blown away by that, man. I'm blown away by that. And Tim pushing it and backing it. It really makes me wonder. I don't know if Tim come up with that or if Dawn come up with that. I don't know if they believe it or not. You know, who knows? CPS don't kidnap kids. They take them the legal way. Exactly. And that's why I swear, I go back and forth on who's actually guilty of what. But when they say stuff like that, it really gets under my skin, because either one, they actually believe that, which I would be shocked. I would be shocked if they actually believe that. But if they don't believe that, then what's that tell you? Anything to point a finger at somewhere else's pride, yeah. Point a finger somewhere else. Boy, that stressed me out seeing that. It really stressed me out in the beginning when they were like, we sit down with Dawn and Candace to have a conversation. Well, I've never seen Candace. Y'all see her? Nope. She was going to talk, but too emotional 3 years after the fact. She'll, if you want to know what she thinks, just go on the farm and you can find her there. WJHL, not her thing. Go over to the farm. You want to hear from Candace? Go to the farm. Y'all see these? They're breathers. They help clear your nasal passages. How many ways can he say summer is disease? It's weird now that he's going in the car and all this. He knows she's not around there. Well, I tell you what, he says, well, we know she's not around here. They would have found her. Well, you wouldn't have. If I see him, I'd still be out there searching before I'd be thinking CPS did it. That's why I think they're guilty, in my opinion. I thought you were pulling those hairs. I can't believe they haven't been charged with anything, not even endangerment. Shake my head. You know what? I almost think, and I hope y'all will respond. If you agree with this, put a yes. If you don't, put a no. I almost think when it comes to losing a 5-year-old, whatever person is supervising that 5-year-old maybe should be charged with neglect. Way out there in the middle of the country in no man's land, you got a 5-year-old. You should know where they're at 24/7. If it just disappears, something ain't right. What do y'all think? Y'all think maybe? I think so. Especially in a circumstance like that, where there's no evidence of anything. It's not like you were out at the mall and somebody grabbed it. It's not like, there's anything. Your story is that she walked downstairs into a black hole and disappeared. No sign of an abduction. Card team, the FBI card team, the ones that are the best of the best at coming in and taking care of this kind of stuff says, don't see where it was an abduction. Now you coming out telling us this shit 3 years later, and you mean to tell me the parents of a missing child's best theory is the CPS took her. The CPS who took her brothers legally, they have them. They're in CPS custody, right? They kidnapped some. How much sense does that make? My granddaughter wanders away and I'm in charge. It's my fault if she gets or her charge me. Yes, thank you. And that's the way I'd feel too, 100%. He has said, see her in the resurrection. Odds are she's already gone. We have hope, but he said more than that. I know where she is. Well, I mean, he always goes to talking about heaven and afterlife, which insinuates that's the next time he plans on seeing her. I think this whole new thing now, if they're going to keep riding this wild speculation about CPS, I'm going back to they are definitely involved. I've been trying to be open-minded over the 3 years and just go with what the facts tell you. But the longer this goes on, the facts always bring you back to them. That makes no sense whatsoever. Forever, they rode with the It was a stranger abduction. Why they ever went that way, I don't know. It's proven stranger abductions are like the least likely. They are the rarest in missing children's cases. It's an actual stranger abduction, and they pulled that shit forever. Oh, thank you, Messy Jesse. Thank you so much. Oh, man, this really starting to get to me. Really starting to get to me. And you know, important part of that seeing somebody in heaven is making it to heaven yourself. And I'm thinking if somebody does something to their child and they lose their child, they're not making it to heaven if they lie about it for the rest of their existence, rest of their time on earth. I know God forgives, but I don't see how you could be forgiven when you're still misrepresenting the situation. And why was Candace even there? If she wasn't going to do the interview, why'd she even come? You know, just to put on a false front. That makes me so mad, man. Because she can sit here and do YouTube and all this other BS, but she cannot muster up the gumption, courage, whatever, to do an interview for Summer, who's been missing for 3 days shy of 3 years. 3 years in their theory, their thinking is, must have been CPS took her. That's what it was, CPS. You know, he won't go all in on that, but that's what he's insinuating. How long has been since spoke to the cops? Over a year. Probably over a year. And he acted like he was amazed by it's been over a year. No, Dawn, that makes you look bad because you should have been contacting them, trying to find out what's going on with your daughter's case. I talked to an FBI agent, but that didn't turn out too well. What does that mean? What does that mean? He didn't want to investigate CPS alongside you? What did he tell you? No, they would have just took your daughter legally. There had been no reason for an abduction and all that nonsense. CPS don't have spies that can come to your house invisible and your dogs not notice them and all that shit either. I'm sorry, y'all. They're doing some kind of construction outside of my house. If you hear that wild noise, that's what that is. I guess I could go tell them to stop. He's not insinuating. He stated that CBS kidnapped my kids. Well, he left it kind of open on Summer, but yeah, he said it on the boys for sure. Good thing to not talk to law enforcement. So nuts. That's what I'm saying, man. He's like, they haven't contacted me in over a year, trying to act like the victim in that. No, you contact them, Dawn. It's your daughter. Just like when Grandis did her interview, she was like, well, they want to speak to us. They know where we're at. Yet some YouTubers come on your property. You know how to call cops in, don't you? Yep. Oh, I'll call the shit out of them if somebody dares trespass on my land to find out what's going on with my daughter who I ain't seen in 3 years. I ain't got the time for that. Man, what's it going to be in 5 years? Well, y'all, we figured it out. She's been kidnapped by aliens. Yeah, best we can tell. Best we can tell. That blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. And I tell you, I'm not like some heartless monster. I have compassion for people. There have been points where I thought maybe people were too hard on Candace, but that shit right there, can't do the WJHLS interview, but can sit on YouTube on Daisy's panel 24/7. That's the shit. It's got them where they're at. you know? And then when you do get on WJHL, you spend your time ranting about CPS taking your boys. Nothing, you know. They still seem like now anymore that's their priority over Summer. To me, is their boys being with CPS. It's not Summer anymore. Surely their parental rights to the boys have been terminated by now. Does anyone know? Jesse, I don't know. I've never seen it like fact that that's happened. But I mean, come on. Remember now, they were only a few weeks behind Summer going missing. So that means they're like a month from being a year, right? Or from being 3 years in CPS custody. I cannot see it now that there's any possible way that them boys are coming back. I'll admit it, I have zero compassion for Don or Candace or Grandis. It's so hard, man. It's so hard to have any compassion when you see their actions. Can't see them keeping this up for 3 years without terminating rights. See, and that's the thing, too. I don't know if Don and Candace would ever tell you if they had or not. The worst thing he ever said was to Josh, there is no evidence. There will never be any evidence. It's impossible. You know, I remember when he said that. I wish WJHLS would maybe hit them with some hard hitting questions in some of these interviews. Instead of, you know, when he said, you know, it'd been however long since they'd spoken with the police, maybe hit him back with, well, did you ever consider giving them a call? Don. Those were terminated way back last summer, according to Mary. Yeah, I heard that too. Responsible parent couple are watching, looking after, and protecting their children. Opposite, always drunk and drug, Candace and Don Wells. Well, see, I've always thought that Candace had probably gotten feeling pretty good that day and took her a nap or something, and maybe that's when Summer walked off and somebody picked her up at the road. If they're not involved, I've always thought that's the scenario in my mind. I don't know. You know, none of us really know, but I think it's one of the two things. Something happened and Candace knows exactly what it is, or the scenario of Candace dozing off and somebody picking her up down at the road, because she was down at the road. Sherfy Sr. said it, and I believe it too. You're not going. They act like they watched her so tight. You're full of shit. You mean to tell me you let her run around at church, but you keep her on a tight leash at the house? Bullshit. I don't believe none of that. Isn't Ansley Daniels family friend of Mullins? Yeah, by the treatment they get, you would think somebody's doing them a favor. You know? I wonder what people think that don't know about all the YouTube stuff and only know what they see on the news. They probably think these people's been railroaded. These poor people, look at this. The system has done this to them. I'm sure there's people that buy all that. Well, we know there are. I mean, she has an overwhelming amount of support over at Daisy's. And I bet you won't one person in that chat say anything about, well, Candace, why didn't you go on WJHL? Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? Well, I'd been up late on Daisy's panel the night before, and you know, stuff. They didn't watch those children any day. They're lying through their teeth. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the church footage shows that the way they talk about the tight rein around the house is just, it's nonsensical. It makes no sense. Makes no sense that you're going to be that free out in public, and then at the house you're going to keep them under a tight watch. What are the common denominators in Summer and Sebastian's alleged disappearance cases? CPS, narcissistic fathers, stepfathers, and submissive mothers who tell nothing. When it comes to being on the news, Katie and Candace are kind of closed off alike, and then you got the total opposite with Chris and Dawn, who are the louder, boisterous types, we'll say. What are they doing out there, Brandy? Tearing up the road? My God. You look nice.
No, you don't go out there.
All right, shut the door. Y'all hear that? Real loud with the door open. Shut the door, Brandy. Unbelievable. Brandy gonna get her butt locked out. She keep playing.
I don't know, but it's loud.
Yeah, I know. I can't even hear myself talking in here. Whatever that is, they're out there jacking.
Equipment off the
That's where we're at. I got some more stuff though on. Oh, there's something else that's been going around. A bunch of wildness too. I've seen this on. Y'all seen this? This is the latest nonsense on Sebastian's case. I just seen this recently. I am lost. There was another boy staying with Katie and Sebastian. I saw some info on a post, but I can't find it now. Y'all heard about this? There's a big thing going around about there was some other boy, and he had been staying with the Proudfoots and all this. From what I've gathered, it was all something that somebody had asked AI a question and AI had answered it. People do not seem to get AI is not a good source for finding out about these cases. AI can tell you anything. AI will take stuff from everything that there is about something and just put it together itself. And anyway, that's what had happened. AI had made up some kind of thing, and it said that there was a boy staying in the garage, a friend of Katie's, the mother, and now all these people are running wild with it, trying to locate him, get pictures, dox him, and all that nonsense. AI takes information and mixes it together in a mash. Yes, people don't get that though, man. People seem to think if you have a post or anything, that there's no way it can be there if it's not legitimate. And this is to find Sebastian Rogers. This is the big group for Sebastian. And they posted that, and I was like, why would you do that? Now, it seemed the majority of the people in the comments knew how this come about and that it was total nonsense. But still, I don't know, whoever's modding their stuff really has some questionable decision making about the kind of stuff that they put out to this group that's supposed to be all about Sebastian, because the whole boy thing is just nonsense. It's an AI generated nonsense. And there'll be people now that'll be his legacy. That'll be a part of it. People now forever will refer to the boy that was staying there and all this nonsense. And I mean, I think we all know pretty much how it works, how these things pile. A parent couple who, like Kenneth and Dawn Wells, have had all their children removed, both common and children from previous relationships, are anything but responsible parents. 9 between them and didn't manage to raise any from start to finish. Remember the book about some of the Chat GPT wrote? Yeah, they can write, yeah, and it's all just fantasy. People don't get that. No, never knew there was another boy there. There wasn't. No, that's what I'm saying. This was misinformation. There was no other boy there. I'm talking about how this stuff just goes and comes out of nowhere. I guess I helped perpetuate it by talking about it, but I just want to make sure everybody understands. No, there was no boy. I'm just talking about how these rumors get started. There's a lot of people in that group too. A lot of them in the comments seem to understand how that got started. So hopefully it won't catch much speed. What else we got? What was this? Oh yeah, here we go. This was in the group too. Well, friends, a month ago I said this case will have action June 12th or 13th. Everyone commented, "Why so long?" Or, "Sure, I know it seems so far away at the moment, but tomorrow is the 12th. I deleted that post. Every time I would clear my mind and pray for Sebastian, I would be shown the calendar with those dates circled. See pic. A girl can hope. Please bring this boy home." All right. That was a post. I don't know if she's on record. We'll see. Now, if anything comes out on the 12th or the 13th, I mean anything, she's going to claim that's what it was, right? We know that. I mean, I don't care what happens. It could be pretty much anything. And she's going to be like, "Yep, see, that's the news on the 12th or the 13th. We'll see, though. Today's the 12th. Tomorrow's the 13th. Nothing happens huge. How did she refer a month ago? I said the case will have action. See, I mean, come on. You know, what if somebody would have said that for last Saturday or Friday or whatever night Tony was doing weird stuff on TikTok? You could call that action, right? I tell you what, if it comes out there's an arrest to today or tomorrow, then we're gonna have to hunt this chick down and see what's up. Because then I would be convinced she has some kind of inside scoop. Hi Zeke, you want to do a guest spot on the show today? Check out the mic. You like the mic? I wish you would squeak for the mic. What do you think, Zeke? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? You ain't seen Zeke in a while. Ain't she cute? She's been a monster lately here. Zeke has this thing about feet. If you make her mad or do something she don't like, she will straight up attack your feet repeatedly under the blanket. She keeps going underneath to get you too. I should show Zeke more. I wish we had a little tube for the background that Zeke could run through. She likes tubes and weird shit. She likes being buried in macaroni. That's one of her kinks. She got a fetish for being in stuff with lots of stuff in it. She's funny. Zeke's a good time. I think the milk video was made by Marlena Crawford in May and passed to Candace on June 15th. You think? Possible. I still say it don't sound much like Grandis. I got a video on it. I don't think I could ever find Marlena's voice to compare it. Season 2, House of the Dragon, Sunday. Yes. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. Everybody, look, you got to watch so we can talk about it on Mondays. House of the Dragons. It's good stuff. If you ain't watched it, you got to watch it. You might have to get Max. It's not. It's hard to find. Or well, you got to have it. You got to have Max to get it. But I'm telling you, it's so good. So good. I think the weirdest thing is that they poop in a corner and keep stacking it up. We got Zeke a pad. We put puppy pads out for him. That's what she uses. I'm all over it. I hope everybody watches it. I just rewatched season 1. Oh, y'all watch it. I have to tell Sammy to get Max. Yes, Teeny, you got to do it. If all of y'all that show up on the daily come, we could have such a good time this season. You know what? And it is good, I think. I think it's good. I don't know if it's as good as Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones ended so horribly that it kind of ruined me on Game of Thrones, but I like it. What else was we looking at here? Let's see what else we got. What else we got? I think it's about. Oh, this is funny. Just put $20 in my gas tank. It went from a lower KC to an upper KC. That's funny, right? I thought it was. Sorry. Sorry if you didn't find it as amusing as me. John, you should do a live when episode 1 comes on. We can watch together. See, I'm thinking you would get deep shit for restreaming that. Let's stream Lip Lock the Trader. Is she still on? Let's see what she's talking about if she is. Let me see. Why is Lip Lock anymore coming up? Lip Lock. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Now, hold on. We'll see what she's up to.
People that think everybody on YouTube is the same, and we're not. Some of us are here for other reasons.
I agree.
But yeah, I don't know how many more times I can listen to that clip from Prayer Garden America.
Lip Lock seems to be in a bad mood this morning.
We need a song. Been on here almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I think you had somewhere else you're supposed to have been. Guess you thought maybe I wasn't going live this morning.
Anybody got any ideas?
I didn't schedule it early enough.
Is he Messy Jesse? Is it Wednesday?
You didn't hear it from me, but John Davis is streaming you.
Am I supposed to be modding for John Davis True Crime right now?
See, she don't know. God bless.
Messy Jesse, is it Wednesday? Hi, Pete Banjo. If you guys over there.
We're over here, Lip Lock, watching you.
What time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Pink Banjo? Oh no! Oh no! Is it Wednesday? Oh no! I thought it was Tuesday. You guys.
That is so
I
funny.
did. I thought it was Tuesday. Yes, McBro. Very, very, very.
Hey, tell her we're streaming her and see what
Oh
she
my
says.
gosh.
Tell her John's streaming you right now. One of y'all.
Babies, no, it is not dementia. I thought it was Tuesday.
Somebody tell her.
John goes live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I mod for him. So does Messy Jessie. So does Not a Drama Nana. So does Pink Bear.
Y'all tell her we're streaming her. Nobody else will.
He's on right now. John Davis, True Crime. I heard you on Crime Lines and Lies yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or was it the day before?
It was
I don't
Monday.
even know what day it is. So what? You know, you had to go and look. Let's all go over. Yeah, we're at 2 hours. John Davis, True Crime.
I think she legitimately forgot all about it.
Let me think of a song real quick. If John Davis True Crime is still on, let's do a raid. Let's do a Lip Luck No More raid. It's a great channel. If you haven't been over there, I love John and Brandy. Okay? It's real cool and laid back if you haven't been there. So, yeah, let's strike him.
Strike him. Yeah, that's funny. Hilarious, she don't care what day of the week it is. I knew I should have got off before she got my video ruined by cussing. Damn it! I can't get ad revenue to save my life. Everything I get turns to yellow. Now Lip Lock ruined it because I decided to stream her for a minute. She had to drop a big F-bomb on me. Thanks, Susan. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, what else we got? I started late. I started 15 minutes late today. I thought I had some other stuff. I went over that. Let's see what we got up here. I think this is old. Right. Oh, yeah. I'm in Oregon, and my son may have seen him. Not sure if it was Sebastian, but looked like Sebastian. My son was at a red light. Couldn't see where they went, but the lady that was driving looked maybe in her 30s. You know, my thing is, if I think I seen, I'm gonna get an answer to whether it's him or not. If I think I see him, I promise y'all, you will never hear the story of me where I think I saw him. It will never end there. It'll be like, and then I tracked him down. I damn near wrecked my car and found out it wasn't him. So wild to me. So wild. And the thing is, you know, Oregon, he could be anywhere. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I wonder if there's any ties to Oregon with either anybody in the family. There are options you click for each video for monetization, and if you go through and click them for each video, they'll still monetize you. Yeah, I understand how it works, honey. I was just saying that if there's too much cussing, they will not leave ads on your video. That's why I try not to cuss. And couldn't see where they went, but the lady that was driving looked maybe in her 30s. I get so suspicious of that, man. I mean, if you see somebody, how long was this encounter that you was able to say that looks like it's definitely Sebastian? And then also put the woman and all that at a red light. Must have been a pretty long light. That's dumb. We love cussing. I do too. Now you can cuss, don't do it in chat. Just use other words like bish or mother flopper or freak or whatever. Oh, hi, Lip Lock no more. We haven't talked about you all morning. Good to see you. I didn't know if you realized today was Wednesday or not. Cussing is especially great from Lip Lock. Yeah, I had to stop streaming you, Lip Lock, because you was cussing too much. So don't be striking me. Keep it cool. Just be cool. What we got here? So this is how they make flatbread. What's that woman sitting on the bread for, man? That's messed up, ain't it? How you just gonna sit down on the bread? And somebody bought that bread. Now they got butt bread. Ridiculous, ain't it? I'd be mad as hell. I found out somebody sitting on my damn bread. Why are you teaching us cursive, Miss Fogelman? We already learned how to curse online. Amen to that. Hey, guess what, y'all? Y'all heard about Tony? This is... I'm going to get in trouble here. This is just what I've heard. The word is Tony exposed himself on a live stream, kind of. And there was a picture of it. And it was weird, right? Well, they said after the live stream was over, right, that they found Tony's business card there. So he left his business card behind when after the live stream. That's just what I heard. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. Just what I heard. Just a rumor. Something been floating around. Well, I think that could have been it. Possible. Have y'all seen the picture? I think everybody has. Anyway, if you haven't, it looks like the shadow of male genitalia, right? And it's weird. It's weird. I think it looks like he's got old what's that commercial called? Peroni's bent carrot. I think it's bent carrot. Bad case of the bent carrot. Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies was kind enough to tag me in it. And then she kept telling me on the show, she's like, did you see what I tagged you in? And I was like, no. She's like, oh, you'll have to check it out. Don't make sure you go check it out. Then I went and checked it out, and let's just say I was less than enthused about what I was witnessing. I don't know, man. It's crazy. What is y'all's take on him? Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. But to me, I don't know if y'all even know this, but they call him TikTok Tony, right? He's on TikTok with these women like late at night all the time for hours. And they say he does it because they don't save videos and stuff. And he says all kinds of odd shit. But I just can't, man. That's not for me. I appreciate all the people that tell me about it and get screenshots and all that, but I just could not watch him talking to, and it's like it's like a team you can do no wrong. Was you impressed, John? No. Oh, hold on. I've seen it, and I don't think it was faked like he says. I'm also not going to say it was 100% a blank, though. When he first come out, I thought this dude's a real professional. He's going to bring some class into this thing, right? Because if you'd watched the other case he's involved with, you don't see none of this kind of stuff that I'm aware of. I haven't, really dug into that community, but I haven't been seeing nothing like the stuff we're seeing now. That just seems, whether it was a joke or whatever it was, it seems like if you're going to represent yourself as a PR guy, that it's really strange to do that kind of stuff. Is it not? I thought it might be a pet rat at first, a hairless rat. Thought it was a thumb. Don't you find that odd, though, to act like that as a PR guy? I do, man. I think it's strange as hell. I really do. Sonia Stanger, member for 23 months. Oh, I missed you, Sonia. I'm sorry. That's 30 minutes ago that come up. Thank you for being a member for 23 months, Sonia. I don't see you that much. Glad to see you. Personally, I think that TikTok Tony needs to go back to selling cranes. Selling cranes. Was he selling them? Is that what he did? Blame Lip Lock. She forced us over here. What was so fun? Lip Lock, you want to come up and talk for a minute? You were just live, so you can't tell me, oh, no, I don't look good enough. I can't do this, can't do that. Come on up. Let's bullshit for a minute, Lip Lock. There. Come on down. You are the next contestant. You ain't got to have a ton of battery. Just about 5-10 minutes worth. Hop on. Hop on up here, Lip Lock. Oh, now she's out of power. Yeah, she's so full of shit. It's always something, man. Whenever you want her to chat, I'm walking rags. There you are.
Hi, honey.
Yeah, chat was extremely low this morning, and I was like, man, even for me, there is nobody here. Where's everybody at?
I'm so sorry. Sweetheart, I really did think it was Tuesday. I'm not kidding.
Can't believe you did me like that, Lip Lock. I thought we was pals. I would have rescheduled if you'd have said, hey, John, I want to do a live stream. I ain't gonna be there. I'd be like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll send everybody over that way. But undercut me, stab me in the back. People in chat's been pretty mean about it to you. I just want to go ahead and say, in case you rewatch and see some of the comments, Jesse has said some less than flattering things. I'm just going to say that. Take your time.
How can I give you a serious apology when you're talking to me like that?
I'm keeping it real, Lip Lock. I'm telling you what's been going on. I don't like stuff. I like having everything on the table, right?
I really did think it was Tuesday. I really did think it was Tuesday. I was like, oh, wow, I can go on or 7:15. I can stay on for a couple of hours and then jump over and watch at 9 o'clock. I can watch Brooks on Crime Lines and Lies because John Davis gave me the morning off. And then the next thing I know, here comes Messy Jessie, Pink Banjo, not a drama nana.
Yeah, we came over and watched you for a minute.
And they're like in the chat, they're saying, John Davis True Crime is streaming you. And I'm like, is it Wednesday?
Why would he be doing such an odd thing on Tuesday? He needs
I'm like,
to get a life. Was he stalking me?
I'm like, did John Davis True Crime go live on a Tuesday morning just to stream a stream of me? I didn't know it was so powerful. I am your cult leader. You must obey me.
See, they kept saying cult leader, and I didn't get the reference. Now I got the reference.
Yes, I am a cult leader. I was designated that by Jody Sue Brown a number of months ago, so I decided to embrace it.
What's your nickname?
I can tell you
Silver Tongue, Andy's Monster. You don't have one?
Oh, Hip Locked.
Hip Locked.
Hip Locked. Which, if you watch this morning's live stream, you will get receipts that I am not.
You're not.
I'm not hip locked because I disrobed this morning live on YouTube.
God.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. And in doing so, there was a little, little dancing involved. So.
Can't you get in trouble for that?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. It's never come up. Shockingly enough.
And because it's Wednesday and you are live, I didn't get to finish the title of my show, and I can't finish it on yours. So now I'm going to have to make a video and upload it, or change the title of my program this morning. So thank you for that, John Davis True Crime. I love you.
Hey, did you see the interview that come out with Dawn?
Evidently you don't watch my channel.
No, I was live.
I was the first person on YouTube to do a live reaction to it. I shared it 18 minutes after WJHL posted it, and within 1 hour I was live on YouTube. I did a 2-hour live on that.
What'd you think? Can you believe after 3 years they gonna actually come out and put that shit on CPS? That's their theory.
Well, their children have been kidnapped. He's not sure where Summer is, but he knows where the boys are. Now, my reaction to that statement, I'm not sure, we're not sure where Summer is, but we know where the boys are, was, oh, do you? You know where your boys are? Great. But if I were to say, I'm not sure where my husband is, that would imply I have an idea.
Right. Yes.
So that statement really caught my ear. But the one that I don't cuss on John's channel, so I'm lip compressing. When Ansley Daniel asked the parents of Summer Wells, when is the last time you were contacted by law enforcement? Okay. Number one, and I love and appreciate and respect Ansley Daniel. So this is not a slam against her as a reporter, but my viewers and most of yours know that I have a career background as a television news director, okay, so on and so forth, as well as a field reporter. In my opinion, the question should have been, when is the last time you contacted law enforcement?
Yeah.
Okay. Regardless of the question that was asked, the response is why within 1 hour I was live on YouTube at night, and I don't go live at night. He had to look over at Candace because he didn't know.
Oh, they don't know.
And he looks over at Candace there, and I'm sure everyone's seen it, but he's like, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, it's a year and over a year, and I lost it, because regardless of which way that phone traffic would have been going, why hasn't anyone contacted anyone, law enforcement and the parents? Sorry, I'm getting mad. In over a year. Your daughter is missing, Don.
That's an excellent point. And I didn't think about it this way, but now you kind of open up my eyes to why hasn't law enforcement had anything to contact them about in over a year?
Bingo, John. That's why I said, regardless of which way the question had been asked, which way that phone call would have gone, regardless of who was initiating the contact, why hasn't law enforcement contacted the Wells?
That is wild to think about, ain't it? They had nothing that they wanted to follow up on or ask about or anything in over a year.
Or just call the Wells and say, by the way, we just want to touch base with you and let you know that we are still working Summer's case. We haven't found anything new. We can't tell you anything that you don't already know, but we want to give you the reassurance that we're still looking for Summer.
That's wild.
But the thing that really made me livid, John, was why haven't Don and Candace called law enforcement? Why aren't they calling them every day?
Yeah. Yeah, I've always said I think that's what hurt Summer's case a lot is they don't have that family member up in law enforcement's ass on the regular wanting to know what's going on, what's being done, has this been done, has that been done. They don't have that in Summer's case.
Well, and I have an opinion about that too. I think they don't have that in Summer's case because they don't care. In my opinion. This is my opinion, not John Davis. It is not representative of his channel, his moderators, or his chat room. But I believe that they are not, the Wells are not contacting law enforcement or having a family member that is standing up for Summer and demanding that the investigation, you know, right. Because they are living, in my opinion, their very best life. Footloose and fancy free, ain't got a kid in the house. So I don't think they care enough to call.
Well,
and then when you get, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, what'd you think about Candace not being able to participate?
That's where I was going. I can't answer that on your channel because it would involve language that you and your viewers do not approve of.
Let it fly.
Are you fucking kidding me, Candace? Are you kidding me? Every interview other than June 28th of 2021 that I personally have seen with mainstream media or, well, let me say mainstream media, which would include news broadcasts as well as Dr. Phil and the behavior panel. Candace Bly has gotten up and walked away from every single interview that I have seen. Every fucking one of them. For me, that is indicative of guilty knowledge. It isn't, in my opinion, that she cannot discuss Summer, talk to us about Summer, tell us about Summer, express her feelings in regards to Summer's disappearance. It isn't that. In my opinion, it is because she can't talk about what actually happened on June the 15th. What that is, I don't know.
It's weird that that's the second time she's done that to WJHL.
Yes. See, that's the
Remember
other
she
one,
wrote
John. I
the
was
note?
thinking about the one where she wrote the note.
Yeah, the corny note. That's what that's what gets to me. That, I mean, there's no defending that. You can go on Daisy's panel and bullshit and joke around with everybody and talk and gossip, but you can't muster up enough gumption to do an interview on the anniversary, the 3rd year anniversary of your missing daughter. There's no excuse for that. It's bullshit.
We've seen Candace Bly Wells on almost endless interviews and interactions on YouTube on more channels than I can name or remember. Cutting up, having a good time. There's nothing wrong with, I'm not criticizing her for that.
Right.
I mean, a person, and I don't know, I've never been in their shoes, but I would think that being able to find any light moment in these dark hours would be some relief. Okay. So that's not it, but she has spent endless hours, or countless, not endless, countless hours on across the board YouTube channels, talking and talking and talking and talking, including sometimes on her own, but very rarely, and on as well. Yet she cannot sit down and have a serious discussion other than the one that we have seen with Chris McDonough of the Interview Room.
Yeah.
About Summer's disappearance. To me, that's guilty knowledge.
I don't. To me, I don't get the selective process of I would be on YouTube, but I wouldn't be on WJHL, because I mean, we all know what's going to, in the bigger picture, what's going to be the most help. You know, is getting on a YouTube channel and flirting with Ernie going to be more help than getting out the word on WJHL? I mean, like you said, I don't expect the woman to sit in the house and cry all day long every day for the rest of her life. I don't. But don't tell me that you can't do the interview for Summer when it comes up, but any other day of the week you're fine to be joking and laughing and shit. I don't buy that.
I don't either. And when the news piece, when the news piece very first cues up, the way Candace is looking at Miss Daniel was actually the very first visual thing that I was like, whoa.
Rest in peace face.
She's scowling.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that too.
At Miss Daniel, who is there in an effort to bring awareness and remind people who live in the region where Summer disappeared. This is the news channel that the people where Summer lived watch, along with WATE and another that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
So Candace has this opportunity to speak to the people right there in her region, that if Summer is alive and she's...
Yeah, it would have been a good time to throw a shout out to Summer too. I've noticed they've never done that. They've never been like, honey, if you're out there, mommy and daddy are still looking for you. They've never done that.
I know. And that's another one of the things that bothers me.
Yeah.
To speak directly. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And if you watch some of these cases, like Kyron Horman, been missing over 10 years, his mom, whenever she does one, she still talks to him.
Absolutely.
Still will say, honey, mommy loves you, you know, this and that. They have never once that I've seen done that. And I find that odd. I find it odd Don wasn't doing it in the beginning when he was coming out. Why, when he was saying, you know, instead of me personally, instead of thinking about seeing her in the resurrection, I would have been thinking about, if she's seen me right now, I want her to know I'm looking for her and her to be calm and this and that. It's such... I don't know if I look into it too much or what, but it's so odd to me how they go about all this, and how after 3 years they're on the damn news talking about CPS kidnapping their sons, and it's...
and they're targeted by local law enforcement. They were belittled and intimidated, and in the midst of the chaos. No, Don, you were being interrogated because you and your wife are the primary suspects in your daughter's disappearance. It's called interrogation.
And you know, did you witness any belittling? Have you ever heard law enforcement belittle the Wells publicly?
Nope.
I've never heard it.
Nope.
I have never heard it one time. I've never
And
heard
John,
nothing negative.
Another thing about the Wells not speaking directly to Summer is they've actually been asked to. I have seen a number of broadcasts where the behavior panel is one that comes to mind. I'm pretty sure that where the Wells are like, okay, what do you want to say to Summer? What would you say to Summer if she can see you and hear you right now? Now, my words, not theirs, but I'm just okay. But they're given the opportunity specifically by the interviewer to speak to Summer. They never have. They always deflect or distract and go on to something else. They do not speak to her even when asked by the interviewer directly to do so.
Right.
Why? Why?
Well, it's the same reason you don't search and you don't do a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing. You know, the newscast said, and I know I'm walking all over you. I'm so sorry. The newscast said they are continuing, the family is continuing their search. My reaction to that was, how do you continue something you never began?
Yeah. Yeah.
You continue something that you started.
It's weird to mention that, but in the same interview, it said they haven't spoken to law enforcement in over a year. I mean, how much sense does that make?
It makes no sense.
You know, we're giving it hell trying to find her.
I can make all of this make sense, but what it implies is an accusation I'm not willing to make. So
I don't know. I was really taken back by that, though. That well, no, I wasn't. Actually, I wasn't. I'm not surprised at how it turned out. To be honest, I should be, but I'm not. You know, it's par for the course. Everybody's out to get us, poor us, poor us, poor us. Everybody's against us. We had 9 children, didn't raise a single one of them because of other people's mistakes. Nothing to do with our own. I don't know how you defend it anymore, really. I'd love to know. I wouldn't watch it, but I'd love to know how his buddies are defending this. You know,
is he being defended?
Over a year.
Are there people on YouTube that or on social media that are defending the interview? Do you know?
Sure, there are. You know, they don't do any wrong in certain people's eyes, no matter what.
Well, John, there are so many channels that I don't waste my time watching.
I don't either.
You know. So there's a lot that goes on YouTube that I'm unaware of because I don't watch it. Hang on a second, I dropped some. Oops. I don't watch it. I don't listen to it. And my viewers and subscribers are aware that I really, if it is that petty, or if it's the drama, or if it's the rumor mill, my viewers don't even bother sending me links or clips anymore because they know that I'm not going to watch it. I'm very picky about what I watch.
I'm tired of the rabbit hole. You know, I don't go down it anymore. You know, it's not helping. It's nonsense, and it's annoying.
What is that comment on your screen from Messy Jessie? Is that does she want a cage match between you and I? Sorry to change the topic, but
yes, that's
like,
what she was
like MMA, like Judy Chop.
No, like WWE, like suplex, body slam, that kind of shit.
Can I chop you? Can I give you a neck chop?
I think we're probably going to have to find you a tag team partner first. Maybe me versus you and Jesse. You okay?
Okay.
Did you have your moment?
Yes, I
get all-
did. But I would prefer either mud wrestling or jello wrestling.
I don't know if Brandy'd go for that.
Oh, I wasn't thinking. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, no, Bob wouldn't. No, Bob wouldn't. My husband, he probably would say, honey.
Me and Bob may be able to work out something where you and Brandy jello wrestle.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Don't forget, my hubby and I are bikers.
Are you?
Yeah.
The biker news lady.
Yeah, that's me.
You are multifaceted.
Yes, I am. I'm a diamond.
Unicorn.
I'm a rough cut. I'm a rough cut. And I seriously am about to run out of battery. I wanted to may I make one more serious comment though, because I really am, baby, about to run out of battery because I was on for 2 hours about the summer thing.
Go ahead.
Okay. I firmly believe that if Ronnie Lawson, the sheriff of Hawkins County, had allowed Dave Radar and EquiSearch to go search where they wanted to and not be stopped by law enforcement, I believe that there's a very strong probability that Summer would have been found alive, or at least if she's not with us any longer, her remains would have been found. And that is so deep in my heart, John, that it literally, I'm about to cry just thinking about it. And we know that from Dave Radar himself.
Yeah. They found something.
I believe so. I believe strongly, and it's just a belief, that EquiSearch was onto something very important, and law enforcement, local, not TBI, for some reason stopped that search, those searches. So, and we also know that Ronnie was otherwise occupied at the time with his boy.
Yeah.
Well, sweetie, thank you for having me up.
Well, thanks for coming.
I really am, honey. I am so sorry that I'll pay more close attention to the calendar.
It's no big deal. It was funny, I thought.
I know it's funny, and I know that you're not really coming at me sideways. I get that, but we are working to get you up in the algorithm because you have an important channel, John. You have things to say that are important and observations that are meaningful. And I want people to hear what you and Brandy have to say. So I don't need to be taking viewers and chatters away from you. So, all right. I'm out of here, punk.
Thank you. I'll see you Friday.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, Lip Lock, she's a good time. Why? Because all the stuff going on out there? You want to say hi? Brandy says hi, y'all. I don't even think Brandy's watched the video yet of the interview. I'll show it to her later. We'll get her feedback on it. Dawn and Candace come out. Well, Dawn and Candace came out to do an interview. Candace couldn't do it. Yeah.
But she can be on
Daisy's panel. That's what I've been ranting about too. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. We'll see you bright and early Wednesday. Or, I'm sorry, today is Wednesday. Friday, 9 a.m. Hopefully the construction will be over by then. Thanks to everybody for coming. Thanks to all the members, subs. Thank you, Jesse, for the super chat, sticker, thingamajig. Guys, everybody have a good rest of your day and Thursday, and we'll meet up Friday and catch up and see what the tea is. I'll see you guys later.